Hello, welcome. This is my video diary from a mental projector's perspective. That's me. I'm a mental projector. I talk a lot about human design, but I also talk about myself and my life and my thoughts and all those things. So, thanks for joining me. Today, I wanted to talk about the sacral center, which I've talked about before, but I'm going to talk about it in a different way. So, if you are super familiar with human design, there's sacral and non-sacral beings. If you have a sacral motor, you're either a generator or a manifesting generator, and you're here to do life things. It gives you the energy for life. If you're a projector, manifestor, or reflector, you have an inconsistent access to the energy for life. That's a tongue twister. It doesn't mean that you can't do life. It just means that it's inconsistent energy for you, and the generators have it consistently. So that's pretty much the gist. And the reason I want to talk about this today is because when you first learn about human design, there's some things that you might learn about that are like, huh? And one of the things that I learned, it actually made me happy, but it was also kind of weird, was that projectors, in particular of the non-sacrals, but really all non-sacrals, aren't here to raise kids, have kids, and raise kids. That's it. Obviously, if you are familiar with me at all, you know I don't really follow limiting beliefs like that. If you want to have kids, have kids. Doesn't matter what energy type you are. Good on you. Have children. But the reasoning behind this is the sacral center gives you the energy for life, for procreation, to have the kid and to raise the kid, to do what it takes to have the kid. We all know what that is. To hold the baby in your body, birth the baby, and raise it for however long it needs to be raised. Like, the energy for that comes from the sacral center. And generators, manifesting generators, have consistent access to it. Therefore, they are here to raise kids. What if you're a generator and you don't want kids? Cool, great. It doesn't make you a bad generator or not doing it right or whatever. You don't want kids. Generators are here to do what lights them up. And if having a kid doesn't light you up, then bam, you're out of it. You're good to go. Because first and foremost, I hate that phrase, but it just popped out. Generators and manifesting generators are here to do what lights them up. So if having a child does not light you up, then that's great. Don't have kids. Cool. Reverse for anyone who's non-sacral. If you're a manifestor, reflector, projector, and you want a kid, have a kid. If you learned about human design later in life and you already have kids, oops. It's not like you can get in a time machine. And you probably wouldn't want to, because I'm sure you love your kids. You wanted them for the most part, I'm assuming. So yeah, this is why we are talking about this. A couple reasons. One, I want to go into the reasons why I don't want to have kids. I guess the energy, the feelings I have, not really the reasons. But also the human design parts of it. The mechanics of the human design chart, sacral center, gives you the energy to have kids. The 59.6 channel connects the sacral center to the solar plexus center. That's the channel of mating. You can only have that channel if you're a generator or a manifesting generator. So all of this energy for having and raising kids sits with the generators and the manifesting generators. And projectors, manifestors, and reflectors, like I said, you can have kids. It's just, you might need a little bit more support. It might look different than what you have been conditioned to learn that parenthood is and what it requires. And maybe you just do it in a different way. Maybe you explore ways of support that you didn't think about. Maybe you let yourself off the hook for different things. Like, maybe your parenting just looks different, and it's okay. It's okay. You don't need to be like a super parent in order to be a great parent. I don't know where that comes from, because I really don't want to be a parent. I'm a dog parent. So we'll go into my specific reasonings and kind of my personal story of why I don't want kids ever. This is before I learned about human design. I thought I wanted kids in my 20s, like every person probably does. And when I met my husband, I was 29. I had just moved to Colorado. I'd only been here for a few weeks. I didn't know really anyone. I just picked up and moved my stuff. I don't know if I've told this story yet. If not, I will. It's like a G Center story. So we were together for right when we got together, I told him I didn't want kids. And he was like, okay, cool. If you don't want kids, cool. But he was very much like, if you change your mind, I'm cool with that too. And so when he asked me to marry him, which was about 2 years into us being together, I was like, listen, yes, I want to marry you. Obviously, I said yes. But then I had to have this conversation with him of like, look, I will never, ever want kids. So you have to be right with that. If you have an inkling that you might want kids, we need to talk about it. Fortunately, thank goodness, he was like, no. Like the older he gets, he doesn't want kids either. He doesn't want the responsibility, any of that stuff. It's pretty much the same as me. So I had to make sure he knew, because every minute that passed by, every month, year passed by, the less and less did I want children. From the age of 30, I'm 39 now. And I almost feel like I've won the lottery. One, because children are expensive as shit. So there's that. And two, because I figured this out, and it was very easy for me to reconcile. I don't really feel any sort of maternal instinct towards humans. I love my dogs. I'm motherly towards my dogs, and probably a little too motherly towards my husband at times. So I do have like caring, nurturing vibes, but children in specifically are not my deal. The older I got, I realized I don't really like children. I don't find anything in common with them. I don't really have instances in my life where I'm around a lot of children. None of my brothers or sisters, scratch that. My sister has stepkids. She lives in California. I've met them a few times, but I don't really feel like connected or excited to follow their progress of growing up or whatever. My good friend just very recently in January, had a baby. And that's cool. And I was excited for her. And when she told me, it was so funny. When she told me she was pregnant, and I freaked out and got super excited, she goes, I didn't think you would be this excited. And I said, because she knows I don't like kids, don't want kids, blah. And I said, yes, I'm very excited. I'm so freaked out that my camera's not turned on, so I'm going to check. Oh, I know it's not professional, but it is. So I'm so happy. Okay, back. She just figured I wouldn't be excited for her. But I'm so excited for people who want children, people who want to raise a kid. I can tell most people are that way. And when they get pregnant and they're super excited, like I know what that is for them. And I get very excited for them because I want them to be happy and they want this. So yay. So yeah, I was super happy for her. But I did say to her, I said, just don't expect me to volunteer to babysit or do anything that is involved with the kid, because I won't. I'm like, I'll go out with you, I'll hang out with you, I'll support you. The kid can be around if it has to be, but like I'm not excited to play with, I mean, it's an infant, so I don't even know. All of this is gonna make me sound like a total asshole, but it's just this feeling that I have. I've also worked in restaurants for 20 years, so a lot of my exposure to children is in restaurants, and that's not good. That's pretty much always not good. There are a few instances where you'll get a kid at your table or a couple kids and they're super well behaved and you can't even believe it, and you walk past and you hear the conversation they're having with their family and you're like, how does this kid even know what any of this stuff is? Like, what? And that's cool, but again, okay, like neato, I guess. I don't know. So I don't have a maternal instinct towards children whatsoever. The thought of being pregnant grosses me out, horrifies me, sounds awful. It doesn't sound like a good experience at all. Oh, okay, well then don't put a baby in your body, like let somebody else do it. No. Adopt, no. I do not want the responsibility of a child. At my job, I'm a server. I have the least responsibility pretty much of anybody there. Great. I love that. My responsibility at home includes myself, my dogs, and whatever I can do to help and support my husband. Like, that's pretty much it. And hi, Sagan. I try not to give myself a lot of responsibilities. It doesn't really, it's not really something, I don't know. It just freaks me out to think about having a lot of responsibilities. And I would never put myself in the position to have the extremely huge responsibility of having a child, because I know that that is crazy. And I know how much that's got to take. I mean, it's like a huge chunk of your life. It's so much financially, it's so much emotionally, it's so much physically. I can't even fathom it. So I don't know if I've said enough that I don't want to have kids and I don't like kids. But when I learned that I was a projector and that was okay, that I don't have the consistent energy for that anyway. So if it's not something that I really want, that's totally fine. It was okay. I didn't need anything to let me off the hook for that. I've not want kids for like almost 10 years, and I'm loud and proud about it. I don't hide it. I don't care. Everybody should know. But the other day I was thinking, and this was something that has recently occurred to me, is that I don't care if anyone I know has children. A lot of times you hear people say, oh, I don't want my own kids. I don't want my own kids, but I want to be the fun aunt or uncle or fun, whatever you want to call it. They're going to come visit me and then I get to give them back and I don't want them even for a second. I don't want to be a fun aunt. I don't want to anything. I don't want any of it. This might have to do with my relationship with my family in general, but I'm also talking about like my friends. Like, my good friend had a baby. Do I care if I have a relationship with that kid? Not really. I mean, who knows? Maybe I will feel differently about certain people's kids, but I've never met a kid that I wanted to keep track of their progress in their life or anything like that. So if that makes me a monster, then so be it. I don't think it does. I think it makes me real and truthful. And why would you want someone to take on such a huge responsibility if they are repulsed by it and do not want it? Like, it's just I can't even think about it. So basically all I wanted to say was, if you want kids, great. If you don't want kids, great. The mechanics of human design says that the sacral center is where you get the energy to have and raise children. So if you have an undefined sacral center, maybe your partner has a defined sacral center, that would be helpful. Like I said, get support as much as you can. Know that you raising a child as a non-sacral being is most likely going to look different and feel different, and I hope you don't feel guilty about that. And I hope you know that you're still an awesome and amazing parent, even if you're a projector or a manifestor or reflector. Anyone can be parents. But I also want you to know it's okay that if you don't want kids, that's cool. If you don't like children, that doesn't make you a terrible human being. I'm not outwardly like mean to kids. I just thought of, I think it's Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. I don't know. A movie where they go to like an island where this guy wants to take the kids and make them like dolls like this. And they use this lady who has like a candy store, but she looks like a crazy witch. I'm like picturing this in pieces in my head from when I was a kid. And she takes the kids to give to the guy. Like, I'm not an evil witch. I'm not like the Hansel and Gretel witch. Like, I don't, or the Chitty Chitty Bang Bang witch. I think that's the movie. I don't know. I'm respectful and kind to human beings of all ages. I just don't feel like I have anything in common with children. I don't really seek out talking to children or being around kids. I would never want to, oh my God, I would never want a job with kids. That sounds like a nightmare. I never want to babysit your kids. Yeah, that's it. And I'm loud and proud about it. If you have any questions or comments about anything that I said in this video or any video, let me know. Subscribe to our channel, The Environment HD. Thank you for listening to me chat. Bye.